have 3 children in the school district, and I wanted something to get involved and give back to the school as much as they give to our students, well, my children. And that's kind of what got me wanting to get more involved, motivated me to be more involved in helping with various things that go on within the school where I can.
As my last kid went off to school, I had some time on my hand, and I thought it would be a good use of my time to spend, to give back to the community in some way, and my children's school seems like the best place to do it.
I enjoy volunteering. It makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something, and I really enjoy getting to know the kids.
Well, I think when you spend time with children, it makes you think in a different mode, and you tend to think younger. And you also realize what they're up against in today's world. And a lot of things that they're going to have to face, we never had to face as children ourselves. So it's, I think, incumbent upon us to try to prepare them as best we can, and if by our volunteer work we can add anything to that, then everyone should do it that can.
This past year I've been doing English as a second language students, and myself being an immigrant, I could relate to what they were going through and how it takes to adjust to a new language and also get adjusted in a new school environment. So definitely that bond was there and it was wonderful.
Volunteering for me gives me a feeling of honestly of purpose in the school. I'm not necessarily a teacher, but I can be involved and get the feedback from the children that I'm what they maybe needed at that particular moment. Specifically in the programs where you're working more one-on-one with the children, expert listening, math mentoring, some of the classroom involvement, you're working with small groups. You see those kids growing throughout the school and you feel that connection to them, even years later.
Yeah, the expert listener experience is totally rewarding, I think, on both sides. It's rewarding for me to see the kids, the growth that they have throughout the year. Like you start with them at the beginning of the year and you can see the fluency increasing, and they're, I'm not going to say they're excited to come see me, but they definitely get more, as they get better at reading, they feel more comfortable. And I love seeing the kids come down every week and getting to know them better and learning them on even a personal level, asking them about their week and how it went, and so it's great.
The kids want to learn, okay? I was a little bit reluctant coming in here that I was going to get a lot of the math is boring response. Haven't heard that at all, which is very encouraging. The kids love to learn and they want to learn. What it is, I mean, one of the things you do see is that you do see kids progress. You also see kids step back, but you always see the kid wanting to do better. Even if he's taken a step back, he wants to do better. And it's just, it's enjoyable, it's enlightening. Let me see, how would you say this? It's just fun, okay? But I mean, no kid doesn't want to learn.
I think a volunteer program is absolutely necessary. I think that it's important that parents are given the opportunity to give back to the school, because the school does so much for us.
I feel as a parent, the district is better because of the number of volunteers. My kids as students don't only see teachers and staff, they also see parents in the building.
I definitely think volunteering at school helps you to be a role model for children, how to get involved in things and how to give back your time to the community. Hopefully in the end, if my kids don't listen to anything, they learn by our actions, and so hopefully my kids see that I'm trying to help out in the classrooms by giving my time.
It's not as much of a time commitment as you would maybe think it would be. I like that there are a lot of different times and days available that I can kind of pick and choose what works with my schedule. And even if people can't volunteer during the week, there's after-school events, there's field trips, there's a lot of other opportunities to get out there and really feel like you're making a difference for kids.
It's very easy to get involved in the school, because even if you don't know what an expert listener is, for example, there will be an orientation to guide you through what's expected of an expert listener or a math mentor or whatever area of involvement you're going to be in. There will be an orientation not only of the school but of the program that you're going to be working in.
The training was very good and very open. We were encouraged to ask questions and to learn the techniques. You get written information that you can keep to carry with you so that every time you go, you can refer back to the written information, and then you learn after a while. It just gets in your head and then you don't need the paper anymore, but it's great.
I would say if you're interested in becoming a volunteer, go for it, because it is so rewarding to be with the kids and to know that you're helping that next generation of kids coming through. They are our future leaders, and so I think anytime we can help this current generation become the leaders, then we're helping our community, we're helping our school. I mean, as a whole, it increases the value all around.
When I'm talking to someone who, especially someone who has recently retired, and they're kind of like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with all my time, I think, come be an expert listener, because it's very satisfying.
I would say go for it. It's an amazing chance to interact with students, with children, and also to give back to the community you're living in.
I would definitely think that all the parents in the district need to take a part in their kids' education in some way, and volunteering is the perfect way to do that. Whether you are a full-time working parent outside of the home, we look for baked goods at the PTO. That takes a few minutes of your time to drop off a baked good and is greatly appreciated. Or if you have more time during the day and can offer an hour or 2 hours, that is also greatly appreciated. So there's many opportunities, whether you can give 5 minutes or whether you can give a couple hours.
Yeah, if they have the opportunity, I think parents should try to be as involved in their kids' education as possible. Be their advocates and be advocates for other kids that maybe don't have parents that are willing to help.
You don't have to be a former teacher to volunteer at all. You have to have a willingness, and I don't think I've ever met a person that wouldn't be willing to help a child.
I would say probably my best advice if you're considering volunteering, you may be on the fence, not sure if you can, not sure how involved you want to be, not sure if you'd be good at it, start small. When I began in the library, it was one day every other week. I actually think it might have even been only once a month. I actually split the shift with another mom just to get a touch or a feel of it. And I want to say this is now 6, maybe 7 years that I've been doing it. And now I'm, every other week as needed, etc. And I've definitely added a lot of other volunteer programs to that. But I started very small. So if you're not sure if you'd like it, not sure if it's going to take up too much of your time, start small.